Phase 2 marks the release of the PvP system in WoW Classic, and so there's going to be a lot of fighting going on. There's a lot of goofy items in WoW Classic that can turn the tide of a fight, whether it's a trinket or a profession-based item, a random quest item. There's a lot of really cool items out there. So, a lot of these are well known, but these are what I'm going to be going for, and I have a lot of them. But these are what I love about WoW Classic PvP is all these different items, because you never know what your opponent has equipped. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over first trinkets that anyone can get. Then we're going to go over engineering specific trinkets. Then we're going to go over just random items that you can get, whether it's for an offhand or a helmet or what have you. And then we're going to go over engineering-based items that you can equip. And then we're going to go over consumables and then engineering-based consumables. Let's get into it. One of the first items you're going to get, one of the first trinkets you're going to get is probably the Nifty Stopwatch. It's amazing. It's going to increase your run speed by 10%. So whether you want to chase someone down or get away, it might just allow you to do that. Of course, it has a long cooldown, but that's just the way it is in WoW. You get it from the quest in Badlands. This is going to be hard. Tidal Charm is well known. An on-demand stun, especially for a class that doesn't even have stuns. It's pretty darn good. 15-minute cooldown. It's from the rare spawn, Prince of Najdak. He's got a 36 to 48 hour spawn window in Arathi Highlands there. Good luck. Six Demon Bag. All you got to do to get this is buy it off the auction house. It does one of 6 things, and it has a long cooldown. It might zap them with the chain lightning. It might do a frostbolt, fireball. It might summon a demon that'll fight for you. It might turn something into a sheep. And there's one other thing it can do, I think, that I'm forgetting. Anyways, it does stuff. The Loofah removes 1 bleed effect. This is particularly useful for rogues who have a bleed on them and they want to remove the bleed so they can vanish. But this is also really good for just about anyone who a rogue puts their bleeds on. A rogue could use a 5 combo point bleed, vanish, put another bleed on you, and you can at least remove one of those bad boys. You get it from this quest in Searing Gorge. Arena Grandmaster, you got to collect 12 Arena Masters, so good luck with that, or bring some friends. But it's got a big Absor Shield. That'll turn the tide of the fight. Barov Peasant Collar summons 3 little dudes that will fight for you. This is fantastic against hunters because the hunter trap could freeze one of these things. And that's not good for the hunter. It's also good to use against a mage because the mage could frost nova you. You pop this, and then the mage still got 3 people beating on them with a broom. You get it from a Skolomance chain. Ramstein's Lightning Bolts. This is quite the trinket. And it's pretty rare. But what it's going to do is in a small radius around you, 200 damage. It's a nature damage, so it avoids armor. And amazing in mass world PvP. If you and 10 other people are charging into another group of people and you all use every AoE ability you have, Sappers, Blast Wave, Arcane Explosion, Ramsey's Lightning Bolts, it's going to do a lot of damage. It's got a slight delay to it. There's a nice weak aura that is in my weak aura guide that tracks when it's going to go off.
God. Do we get a Nova? Nova. I'm mortar. Follow up. Gino!
They're sappering.
Oh my god! Sapper! Bro!
In the back.
Smolderweb's Eye. This isn't used that much, but this will put a damage over time on a rogue. So if the rogue vanishes, this thing's going to pop him out. Now we're on to engineering trinkets. Gnomish cloaking device. This is great because you can use this and then cast a spell. And it won't break the invisibility until the cast of the spell is finished. So this is a very popular trinket in PvP. It's also able to be used in combat. So it's essentially a vanish. You could be fighting someone and then you just disappear.
Like right next to the teleporter. He was giving someone a port. Damn.
Yeah, motherfucker! Eat that dick! Eat that dick!
Gnomish Death Ray. It's got a cast time and it does decent damage. It can crit. Usually need to stun the target so they don't interrupt you. Goblin Mortar. This is used in mass PvP. It's got a big stun range and it's got its own cooldown. It's different than a grenade or something. And so what you're able to do is, you could use a sapper and this. Goblin Bomb Dispenser. It's another trinket with a long cooldown, similar to the 6 Demon Bag. It just does a burst of damage, which burst is important in PvP. A rogue who's going to finish with an Eviscerate, Sapper, Goblin Bomb Dispenser might be able to do like a one-shot. Fire Reflector, Shadow Reflector, Frost Reflector. They're made by engineering patterns. You can buy the Ice Reflector pattern. The Fire Reflector drops in Upper Blackrock Spire from the Leroy Jenkins boss that everyone skips. And the Shadow Reflector is, I think it's a drop in Skolomance. I know this Warlock is just smashing that Death Coil button. And boom, there it is. Reflect that Death Coil into another backstab. Read that Warlock like a book. Netomatic puts people in a net. Has a lot of great uses. All right, now we're looking at items that we can equip. So the Skull of Impending Doom, it's fantastic because it does two things. It makes you go faster, and it also does damage to yourself. Now you might wonder, why do you want to do damage to yourself? What are you trying to let the other guy win? Well, there's a lot of CC that breaks on damage. And so, essentially, if a mage is casting sheep on you, you can pop this, and then you'll break out of the sheep. Or if you think that a hunter is going to trap you, you can pop this ahead of time. Or it at least means they can't trap you for 10 seconds. What's the point of them trying to do that? The downside is, the only class that can make use of this is the class that's going to use an offhand. So a warrior using a two-handed weapon, it's tough to use this. But a mage or a rogue who their offhand isn't going to make or break their damage, it's big. You could also use it as a hunter. Basically anyone except for a warrior.
I'm lipping.
Yeah, I'm maned on my way.
I'll take that kill.
Furlbog Medicine Patch. I think this takes Honored Reputation from the Furlbogs. This is just another great item because it's essentially going to restore 1,000 health in combat. It's good as a rogue or as a mage, whatever. Book of the Dead. This is from Scholomance. Ancient Cornerstone Grimoire is from Onyxia. They both summon a skeleton. It does decent damage and it can absorb a hunter trap too. Spider Belt. It removes a root, but not a slow. So if a mage frost novas you, you can get out of it, but you'll still be slowed by, you know, hitting their ice armor or whatever. But it's very useful. Ornate Mithril Boots. As far as I understand or remember, they do not share a cooldown. Gigaflux. It shoots nature damage in a frontal cone, and it's kind of niche, but you could try and use it on a bunch of people. Cat's Eye Goggles is good for finding stealthies. There's also the Cat's Eye Elixir that you could use. Now we have engineering items, of course, that we're going over that you can equip. Goblin Rocket Helmet, you can just, you know, incapacitate someone, and the only way they could get out is like a Warrior Zerka Rage or Pally Bubble. Gnomish Mind Control Cap. You can't be in combat when you use this, but this is a great way to turn like a 2v1 into a 1, or a 1v2 into a 2v1. You get the point. Make sure to have like Pet Attack into one of your main macros. So if your main attack is like Sinister Strike or something, or whatever the case may be, just have Pet Attack in that, so the pet will actually attack or do something. Otherwise, sometimes it just stays passive. Goblin Rocket Boots. They make you go fast. What else is there to say? You can get away from someone or catch up. Gnomish Rocket Boots. Not as fast as Goblin Rocket Boots, but they don't blow up. At least as often. There's also Swift Boots from Leatherwork. Powerful Anti-Venom gets rid of poisons. Jungle Remedy. That's a good one too. Restorative Potion mostly is used to get rid of magic effects such as a Hunter Trap. But you could use it against other things, I guess, as well. Swiftness Potion primarily for Paladins to catch up. Invisibility Potion, great. Think I'm a fucking stupid idiot? Think I'm a retard? You think it's my first time zoning into Nax? Wood department? Fucking idiot. Noggin Fogger Elixir, mostly used to make you small and difficult to target. Free Action Potion, unable to be stunned or slowed for 30 seconds. Limited Invulnerability Potion essentially makes you immune to everything that's physical. So that means physical attacks, but also spells that are classified as physical. A Warrior's Fear Intimidating Shout is physical. And so if this is active, it'll prevent you from being feared. But you can't use this while feared. It won't remove it.
second while I
Yeah, that's right, Smog. Yeah. You little piece of shit, Smog.
Can someone link the lift dummy we Gora in raid for anyone?
You're nothing. You're nothing, Smog. Ho ho ho! You thought you saw me. You thought you got me. Oh, you thought your lip would save you. Whipperoot. It's not the same as the health potion, so you can use this off cooldown of potions. Magic Dust, it's tedious to farm, but it's pretty darn good. Iron Grenade, they're cheap, easy to make. They stun, they do damage, they're good. Flash Bomb, Druids hate this. If you fear a Druid in their form, you really screw them up. You can also use them on a Hunter pet. And finally, we have the Goblin Sapper Charge. They do a lot of damage.
There they are. Later, nerds.
So, those are all the different PvP items that you can get. Maybe there's a couple other. Did I forget anything? Cheers. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarf Lord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarf Lord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna pave here and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we